Hello everybody, and welcome back to Vampyr. I hope everyone's having a fantastic noon, night, wherever you all are in the world. Ah, my goodness, sorry I'm a little bit late. I had a late supper. So, let's continue where last left off, shall we? Last we left off, we visited Jonathan's sister's funeral, because of what happened at the beginning of the game. Tom, okay. Jonathan's sister's funeral. Oh yeah, the vampire hunters, I met their leader at the hospital. Not great. Okay. Let's go. Okay, no idea what's going on. Alright. What? Okay. Strange. I'm also eating Melona bar. This Melonas is delicious. Mango. Right, I was also gonna do some side missions at the same time. He saw shouldn't take white. What? Wait a minute. Right, I should probably do that. I haven't done that in a bit. Like, might as well just finish the missions that are in this immediate area. My goodness. Let's see here.
It seems the Priwen are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
Fear no evil! We do the Lord's work here!
The deer. Oh, fuck one of those guys. I don't like those guys. Can you not? Where's the... Oh, fuck. Didn't know this was there. And I just realized my cam is blocking a little bit. Give me a second. I like realized my cam was like blocking some of my stats. I would not have been happy if I would have died. There we go. Give me a blood. Kill, kill.
Shit! Crush this beast! Die, vermin!
There we go. Thank you. Alright. I don't like that noise. That would be why. Not in a terrible position. I could probably beat them. For my... Okay, where I need to go is in that same direction, so that checks. So, let's see here. Then you cross the bridge, and it's in this corner here, so just go straight. Okay. Okay, doker.
There's one of them! Watch yourselves!
Nom nom nom. Blade. Hello, blood. Watch out for them teeth. Yeah, you're fucked up, bud. Dead? Yeah. Ow. Come on. I think we just lost some blood now, which is good. The sound of anguish. Alright. Okay, just playing outside in the dark. It's like, what the fuck is happening now? Alright. Thruster. I could probably kill him. Fuck it, let's try it. you, bud. You're in my world, bitch. Fucker, get off me. Give me your blood. You're mine now, bitch. Give me your blood. Alright. Good. Order. Oop. There we go. That's what I needed. Medical opium, sodium hypochlorite, potassium permanganate.
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
I guess. As long as I don't sleep the night, they should not pop up. That was good. Mr. Strickland, what's with the opium? Oh, there we go. Pembroke Hospital is sanitized. I'm like, the fuck? Why even go there? Unless it's to listen to someone. Which would make sense, actually. Listening in on someone's conversation. Thorough, where is Mr. Strickland? Usually he's over... Huh, there he is. Thorough Strickland.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reed? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reed. That's all I'm asking.
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may sound presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reed. I'm casting away the shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague, but only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reed. I've read all your articles and books. You performed the most daring research during the war.
Don't you think we have enough work already? Perhaps now is not the best time to be chasing shadows.
Chasing shadows, really? It's funny those words coming from the only doctor here who has spent more time outside this hospital than in.
Yeah, exactly.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
I see how shitty the world is.
I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium. Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect.
On every street corner. The daily routine.
From my medical desk? Oh, okay, I'm missing some stuff. Alright, cool. I'm missing sodium hypochlorite, potassium permanganate, and 6 units are first target. Okay. Just gonna shortcut it to my room. There's that. I might have enough actually. No. No. So, not what I want. Do I not have the ingredients? I have more than enough sodium hydrofluoride. I have more than enough stuff. Is it opium I'm missing? I thought I had opium. No, I have opium. I have opium right here. Potassium permanganate. Shit. Is that the only one I'm missing? No, I have one. Okay, where am I bringing this to?
Strickland's project could be dangerous.
Oh, it's a placebo.
I have a mind to report him to Dr. Aykroyd.
Okay, what's wrong with this? Dr. Thoreau Strickland is young during physician. I gotta read what the placebo does. Where is it? Is it the... Yeah, there it is. Okay. It's a placebo. Fuck it, I'll give it to Strickland.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may sound presumptuous,
Self-confidence is a
but you never doubt yourself.
Don't you think we have enough work already?
Chasing shadows, Reed?
I don't like that. No, I can't.
Goodbye, Dr.
Not in
Strickland.
good conscience. No. I'm gonna give it to Aykroyd.
Waste your time with me, sweet girl.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
I know that you're a busy man, but I could use your help and advice.
The great Dr. Reed honors me with a request. What is it exactly?
Dr. Strickland devised an experimental drug for the Spanish flu that he asked me to manufacture.
You know what I think of fringe medical experimentation.
That's exactly why I want you to keep the result, Doctor. I made sure it won't harm anyone, but I'd like you to take care of it.
I see. Put it in my cabinet. I'll give you the key. I'll make sure no one uses this medication by mistake.
I'll do that. Thank you for your help, Dr. Aykroyd.
Thank you for your trust on the matter, Dr. Reed.
Do you think Dr. Strickland has any chance of curing the Spanish flu by himself?
His wish to cure the sick is not driven by pride, but by an idealistic view about our mission here. Honestly, I don't know which is worse.
You consider him a good practitioner, yet you will not report his methods.
Strickland may be a rival, but I will not use dirty tricks or regulations to prove him wrong. We are doctors, not politicians.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Yeah, because I don't know. Experimental shit's not good. Especially in like early 1900s. No, I'm not at so no.
It's locked, all right. Now that Dr. Aykroyd has been warned, he should make good use of this formula. It's locked.
Mr. Goswick, note, the patient shows many signs of extreme fatigue and major sores on the throat, mouth, and tongue, but no sign of the flu. Refuses to speak, claims it's too painful, needs rest and healing of throat mucous membrane before any decision can be made concerning his release. Interesting. Anything else in here? No. So we got info on Mr. Goswick. Finally got info on Mr. Goswick. Jesus.
It's locked.
Okay. Where's that room? There it is.
As for me,
It's locked,
Mother.
all right.
Okay. Fine. Excuse me. Oh, it's not far. Actually. Okay, it's like really not far. Oh, man. I went the wrong way. There we go. It's down here, I'm assuming. Yeah. Hello, boys. Never mind. There we go. There we go. Let's see. No. Very close though. In here? Ha! A large and beautiful knife with the name engraved on the blade. Clay.
This must be Clay Cox's knife. A fine blade. No wonder he wants it back.
Mm-hmm. It's not shabby there. This way. Mr. Cox, I have your blade. Okay, sit down.
When I get back.
Shut up.
Hey, Doc.
Good day, sir. I found your blade.
I have found a gift from your wife.
In that case, you'll be properly rewarded, Doc. Clay Cox is a man of his word.
I hope that won't make me an accomplice to your future crimes.
Who knows what I might do now I feel invincible
Oh,
again.
boys.
I'll leave you for now.
40
Mr.
shillings?
Cox.
Nice.
I've never seen so many people dying in the same.
Last one would be her. Oh, that one's up top. I'll do the docks. I'll go back to it after. Where am I going? Oh, okay. That invisible wall. Alright, cool. Thanks. Thanks, game. Perfect. She did. She did. Just gotta elevate my foot.
Not a safe place right now,
Oh,
sir.
hi. How terrible are you guys? Not uber terrible.
It ain't human!
Nope, I ain't human at all. Bye.
Close the legs!
Goodbye.
Over there! There's one of them.
Shut up. Good night. May you never wake up again. Ooh. Grease. Some plain old grease. Dead inside. Okay. Knock my mic a little bit there. Idiot lady. Aye, oh, fuck you. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Jesus Christ. There we go. For some reason, I was having a fucking hard time there. Jesus.
This is Braille. I need someone who can read this.
Oh! Oh. I know exactly who, if she can read. In Braille. Cure for blindness? What? She's, well, no, wait, she's mute, not blind.
Come on, and I will show you how a wet boot does business.
Ah.
Get away from me, you bastard! Get the fuck out, you crazy bastard! You won't get me here! Get out! What are you people, huh? Get out! Get the fuck out, you crazy bastard!
Come on.
Come on! And I will show you how a wet foot does business!
Dead.
Get away from me, you bastard!
Hi, bud. Yo. You alright?
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves.
What?
I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
Okay. Excuse me. Let's see what they have in here. Whoop. Shillings! Good old shillings. More shillings. Dear Mother, whatever happens to me, always remember that your son loves you. I know you did not always approve of my way I choose to live my life, but I won't change. I was born and raised in this part of town, and I just can't stand what is happening to my neighborhood, to people we know. I made it. Oh my god. I recently made a terrible decision. I decided to strike back against the tyranny of a few. I know they will retaliate, but I'm ready for whatever it comes. Thanks to you. I always loved to read, and now I'm about to take action. I can only quote Etienne de la Boétie. Etienne de la Boétie. They only seem tall because they're on our knees. We're on our knees. I won't kneel anymore, Mother. I intend to stand straight, whatever the cost. Goodbye, my beloved mother, Jack.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Maybe I should return this watch to his family.
Poor kid. Let's see. Yeah? Oh. It's that guy. It's that guy. Is he from the docks or is he from a completely different area? He has to be from a different area. What the fuck? I haven't even met these two yet. Alright. Alright, I gotta go this. Wait, whoop. What? Where? Like, why? Huh? Back to the docks where it all began.
take a blame.
Alright, might as well talk to everyone. Let's see here. Ma'am?
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect payment, miss.
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city,
Jesus.
you know.
Quite a blunt woman.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
Uh-huh.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
Digby.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
Fair enough.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
Okay.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
Fuck you, lady.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife and his name means something round here.
You never paid him a visit at the Pembroke Hospital, did you?
And I don't intend to. In Clay's case, I'm not against a medical mistake or a little help from the Spanish flu.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
Jesus. Uh-huh.
What happened exactly?
I don't know and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the wet boot boys, Doctor. This is our territory and this is our law.
Uh-huh.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
Okay.
I'm looking for Mr. Shawn Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Put it on shows. Fuck is up. Like, really? Okay. Sure. Give me a second. I'm gonna tear down.
Pleasure, sir. Been a while since we've seen any
Alright. Oh my god, I hate when it does that. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna tear down everything that I can. Increase the damage shell, decreases reload time. Bents used against humans. Beasts and vampires. Let's see here. So whatever what I have left in the junk pile, I can sell to her.
She's got no idea who she's dealing with.
Ma'am? So warm in my room. My goodness.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. What do you want?
Trade.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Okay, so all these can be sold. Probably wait, actually.
Foolish girl and her pretty principles.
Good evening,
Got
sir.
no idea.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your
You can
bones,
have fun
just
with
so
that.
you remember it.
What? Maybe. Give me a second here. I gotta type something.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets?
Fuck no, he's not.
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
Uh-huh.
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier, I can respect that.
Wait a second.
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
Okay.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here, like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
Why guns?
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really, one of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
I think you're wrong. Maybe the docks have always been violent, but you can't say the living don't suffer because of it.
And then what? Let the commies and the anarchists rule? Nah. We're the Wet Boot Boys. Our fathers died on these docks and they belong to us.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where I can find Shawn Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Shawn Hampton well.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Let's walk around. How's this place? Okay. Random place, let's go. Cover letter. Hello, Frank. How are you, my old friend? I was good to see you last week. Next time, let me get the rounds in. I hope everything is okay on your side of town. Here in your old neighborhood, the situation is getting worse. Clay is getting more violent every day and is only thinking about expansion. Even when it seems there aren't some new players around, trying to dispute our territory. The Wet Boot Boys are in a bad spot, I'm afraid. So I thought about what you said last time we met, and you never regretted leaving the gang. The only thing you regret is never being able to put a foot in East End again, to avoid a good beating, or worse. Well, rest assured that you'll have my protection if you decide to pass by, and maybe we could talk again about new opportunities and job offers. You know, I've always been good with numbers, so maybe, if you need an accountant in your company, let's talk about that, shall we? Say hello to wife for me. Wet Boot Boys for life, old chap. Booth Digby. Okay. I think before I start talking to them again, I'll get a lot of info on them, and then I'll get it all done at once. Oh god, no. I am not that high level yet. It's like rip.
Pleasure, sir. Been a while since we've seen any new faces around here.
Oh.
Mark my word.
Ichabod.
These murders.
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire hunter.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back and hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Teeth, claws, murders by night? Your sewer dog is my business. He's the kind of prey I hunt, milady.
Oh, boys. Uh-huh. Dear sir.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon,
No,
but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
Oh, boys. This guy here. This guy here. They're close at hand. Yeah, closer than you think, buddy. You're gonna have fun with me. Probably the funniest thing is if he does find out, he's gonna shit his pants.
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
What the fuck's happening? Vampires have killed... Right.
So...
Sure.
How exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
You don't say.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
He kind of sounds like that... Ah, fuck, what's his name? In Harry Potter 2 and the Chambers of Secrets, there's a
simple, really.
professor, the professor of the dark arts for that year, which I don't remember his fucking name, but he was a big like boaster of like, I used to beat werewolves and shit like that, but he was just like a fraud, and he was only proficient in charms.
What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
Have you heard of the Guard of Priwen?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
Let's say this, I'd be more afraid of you if your last name was Van Helsing.
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
Tell that to the vampire right in front of you.
I'm
who
looking
is
for
probably
Shawn
internally
Hampton.
like, what the fuck is happening right now?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, they have plenty of reasons to hide.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Shawn is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Alright.
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
I've met him once.
Goodbye. And good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
Throgmorton. What a last name. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Delaney?
I drink. I drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night. And then I drink some more.
That's... why?
Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad, sir.
That's because I am Doc.
Don't you work at all?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I'll drink at night.
That line sounded weird. It sounded almost like cut off.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly. So joyful.
Uh-huh.
No reason at all to rejoice, then? Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
Alright.
Alright. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. Bomb that exploded and killed many people. Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, the torn streetlight.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it. And now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is. I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say...
Why are you so cynical?
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair, Doctor.
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure. I wanted things to change. To really change, and to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
Interesting.
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Oh.
Do you still see your comrades, then?
Okay.
Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
I'm looking for Mr. Shawn Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
I really don't know. I heard he'd been abducted. I don't know if he's back.
Who could tell me then?
About the sad saint. I'll try asking Tom what's about him.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
Who... Okay, he needs a fatigue. She needs something. I have not met her yet, though. Hello, Tom.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me, then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Shawn Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Shawn is one of them.
Jesus.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
That's good.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Or something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
Fair enough.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. With the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
Jesus.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Shawn Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
Sabrina seems very fond of you, Tom.
I like her too. I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like her, for sure.
What is bothering you, then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
Okay, so he actually shares her feelings.
Tom, I need to find Shawn Hampton as quickly as possible.
Help that.
I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right. Shawn can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Oh, I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
And you...
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum?
I'm having
he takes
so
care
many,
of
like...
those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where
He
is
was raised by the
It's
Catholic
in an
Church.
old warehouse,
and...
northwest of here.
Okay.
Just follow the
Just
bank
gonna
to the west
keep that in my
and go
brain right
north
now.
when you reach the end of the pier.
Oh, boys.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
What's up with Sabrina? Ma'am?
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
So you and your friends all feel in danger? No exceptions?
Tom's the only exception I've come across until now. But he's not like everybody else.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colourful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the colour of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London, and here I am.
So, Bombay and Glasgow, Scotland, alright.
Sabrina, tell me about your true feelings for your boss.
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it neither.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin. He hates jokes about us.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Western dogs. Some of the northern dogs are a little bit too hefty. Let's see if I can find the rest of the people that I'm missing. Let's see. I think I saw someone over there. Yes! Is that who I think it is? Hello, ma'am. Is there a door?
I so love to gaze at the stars. Fog's been hiding them of late.
Oh, hi, buddy. You're right.
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse.
Why?
Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all.
Head.
Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home? You're sleeping rough?
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
You should be careful, Rufus. There are things that lurk in the shadows of this city. Things that prey on the lonely and the desperate.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
Anemia.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Oh, how far into the game am I? I'm looking for Shawn Hampton right now. Chapter 3? Yeah, I'm on chapter 3. To the point. I'm not sure if you've beaten the game and you know. But yeah.
Good
I'm
evening,
looking
madam.
for Shawn Hampton,
I'm
or the
Dr.
Sad
Reed.
Saint.
Could I come in?
Of the Ducks.
Why? What do
I've
you
never
want?
beaten the game before, so I have no idea how far in I am.
at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor.
They're gotten that far,
This
so
is no
just
time
curious.
to be knocking at people's doors.
How many sessions have I done?
The disease takes away the good people too,
I think this
madam.
is
Why not let me in?
my 5th session
It's
of the
Mrs.
game with Twitch.
Fishburne. Stella Fishburne.
I think.
And yes, indeed. Why
Yeah,
not
this is
let
like
a
my
doctor
5th
in?
session. I don't know how many chapters there
Don't
are.
stay too long, sir.
Just want to talk to you, man. I can probably actually check real quick. Give me a
So
second.
you have questions
While
about
I'm
the
talking
flu, then?
Yes.
Yes.
Among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
Your son?
How is life around here?
Life has always been
I'm on
hard in the
chapter
East End.
3. There's 7
But
chapters,
it's everywhere
so
nowadays, isn't it?
almost halfway through the game, I guess.
Do you
don't know
think
how long
the
the chapters
increase
are,
in
but-
violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me.
And right now I'm trying to do a
Recently,
playthrough where I don't
it's like
drink
everyone has had to pick a
any
side.
of the main people's blood.
Violence
Which
has
makes
always fed on poverty.
Leveling
don't
up
you
very
think?
hard.
It's a cruel
but
law of the
it's alright.
human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope Factory, but it closed before the
Only
war.
random NPCs instead of
I
regular
occasionally
characters. Yeah,
help at the night
exactly.
asylum.
Like anyone
in
I
exchange
fight
for
from
food.
the ghouls to the pre-one guards and all them,
Did
I'll
your
drink their
husband
blood
die in the war?
during combat. But besides
no.
that, I will not drink
My Jack was a docker. He
actual
died when
named
my Seymour was
characters
just a
that are
lad.
on the
The poor boy saw his dad slip
list
and
there
fall from that
for
scaffolding.
the areas.
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
Okay.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne.
Seems like an interesting.
Take care of yourself.
Well, I read up that there's multiple endings, and one of the endings is just not killing anyone. So I'm gonna try that ending, which is probably the hardest way to play the game, honestly.
Whispers of monsters got folk gossiping and
But
scared.
I'm level 14, so I did pretty good so far. Plus, I've been really good at like upgrading like my weapons, and primarily been upgrading stat-wise. I should have to go to.
Flesh and blood.
Have I met you? No, I have not.
Good evening,
Primarily
sir.
upping
Why
stamina,
must it always be a good
health,
evening?
and
I
like
was just being
basic
polite.
stuff versus upgrading.
I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you
attack
some
stuff.
questions, if I
So.
may.
Don't like questions or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne,
Ah,
if you
you're
must
Mrs.
know.
Fishburne's son.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots.
Big
Liars
thing I
and
did
thieves,
was
all of them.
upgrade stamina. Since
Are you thinking about
everything you
someone in
do,
particular?
except
No.
for like
Hate them all.
vampire abilities,
Especially
you need
these
stamina.
petty,
So
whining little shitbag beggars.
Is there
Big
no
thing
one who
about that.
deserves your leniency then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
What's your
Oh, yeah.
occupation?
I take care of my mum. That's what I do.
yeah, because it's stealth,
She's the only good thing in my life.
stealth,
Even though I don't treat her so
stamina,
good.
and health. It's a
You
big
seem
thing
upset.
that I did.
Is something bothering you?
Talking,
I lost the necklace I
trying to
bought
get as
her. I'm a
much
fucking
little
idiot.
piece of
A
information on
worthless
everyone, and
idiot.
talking to everyone also gives you XP. so that
Sometimes
helps.
it's
And
hard
side
to be a
missions,
good
which
son.
honestly
I just
I'll
wanted to
probably
smile.
need to do.
No, I was thankful
Because
for
I've
her
been like,
patience,
I have
appreciated
a back
like,
catalog of side missions I
God
need to
knows she
do.
deserves it.
Because those, I think, if I remember correctly, also give me XP, and then there's also the chances of
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
getting some enemies to fight, and that also giving more XP. Right, I was looking for that. So I have 830. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to up anything because I've upgraded a lot of stuff. Ichabod's an idiot. I've also barely used my gun, so I've been like stockpiling on ammunitions for a while. Okay, got nothing in the recyclables. Probably need to buy some common handle parts at some point. Are you going for all the side content or just enough to level? I'm probably gonna do some side content. Like I've done some. Let's see. This is this area. I've done everything in this area except for hers, which I'll have to do at some point. But then everything except for these two, much I haven't found this guy yet, so I'm gonna have to go back to Whitechapel at some point. Haven't gone to the last area of the city, which I think is West End, which I think is the fancy part of town. Just by the look of like the character designs with the fancy top hats and whatnot, so even like you can tell from the clothes from the character pictures. But yeah. Bring it to the relative or sell it to someone else. Probably gonna bring it back to her. Track that one since I'm in the area. But yeah, so retrieve the necklace lost by Seaborn Fishburne. Another thing I've been doing is also trying to keep the area stable. I completely sanitized this area. I'm gonna try to do the same with everywhere else. Because I still haven't found those two, and they probably have an illness that I'm not aware of. So that's a fun time there. Okay, let's see what I can do. If I can do anything. Yes, right now I can't up that. Can I up that? Oh, I can. I can upgrade health, so that's an option. Blood capacity, so that's another thing I could up. Could also up thirst. Big thirst. I'm not gonna bother with that. I haven't really been using any syringes. Big thirst. I am the big thirst. Oh boys. Hard biting. Increase the damage inflicted of using bite. Well, that's a big ass fucking jump. Maybe could help with killing the every time I bite someone. This increases. Yeah, see, now I'm at the point where like everything to do with passive skills, which is the main thing I've been upping, except for science, is getting to be expensive. And these will fuck. These are like over 1,000 for almost every single one of them, so they're even bigger pain in the arse. Could I up this? Yeah, 1,000. Fuck. The only other thing would be tactical, I think, which is a little bit cheaper. I'm gonna jump around to some more streams, have fun playing the game. Well, thanks. Have fun jumping off to different streams. Bye-bye. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, I'm warm. Yes, I'm gonna get better bite damage. Might be better. Some better bite damage. And that's it. I got nothing else. The following night. Alrighty.
No one dares go outside.
Still a fish burn. Okay. Huh? Some shillings.
He didn't deserve this.
Shillings? Screws. That's a back door. Gonna unlock the back door?
It's locked.
Fair enough. I cannot unlock the back door. Oh, that's not even the back door. That's the side door. Pff, okay.
Poor Jack. He didn't deserve this.
Alright. Where the fuck is the lady I'm looking for? She's over there somewhere.
The wet boot boys. Lost boys will be more fitting now.
Oh? Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Oh, no. Nope. Oh god, I can't escape. Oh my god. Where the fuck am I? Ah! I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Run! I shouldn't have come here! Oh, I might be able to kill him if I'm very careful. Actually, I've killed them before. I just have to be careful. Give me the blood. Give me your blood. Fuck you. Oh my god! Come on, come on! Kill, 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 kill. Oh my god. Oh, give me your blood. Oh, die, please. Please, 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 please. How much XP are you giving me, you bastard? Fuck you, 5! Oh, you dick. Oh. All that? 5 XP. But that's the thing, eh? It's like... They want you to drain people, but I'm like, no, I don't want to. It's not gonna happen. Oh, good. Cool. Nice. Ooh, newspaper article. Give me a second. Last night, a young man named Tom Watts was arrested by the police for attempted murder of a renowned restaurant. In the renowned restaurant, the Silver Bell of on Percival Street, the suspect was spotted standing in front of the restaurant, pointing a gun at customers for about 1 minute without firing. 2 witnesses promptly reported his behavior. Watts was arrested without incident, but he refused to give any explanation for his actions and only gave his name. His gun was loaded, confirmed the policeman who answered our question. It is unlikely that Watts will feel the full force of His Majesty's court for his transgression. The young man shall be jailed for a few years at the least. Mr. Watts, what the fuck did you do? Well, who are you trying to kill? Alright. Cool. Let's see. I'm definitely gonna need more blood at some point. Tell you one thing. Was not expecting to beat a level 22 beast. That's for fucking sure. Mind you, one enemy is a lot easier to kill.
Look at it! Vicious bugger!
You're mine and you're dead. Oh.
Want some of this? Bloody monster!
And there we go. Yeah, so I think the biggest reason why I haven't needed to buy the attacking stuff is because of stamina and having good dodge. Because of it. Where? Oh, I can go in here now. Sweet. Oh, I could always go in here. Alright, I remember this place. Okay. I'm just being silly. Whoop. Fucking trying to figure out where the hell Shoesbin is.
It's locked, all right.
Alright. this way. Ha. Probably that place.
It's locked.
Why? How do I get over there? Lattice arms there. Let me. Came from there. From here? Maybe? Possible?
Seems like the guard of Prewin is on Shawn Hampton's trail too.
Oh, they're not that high level. That's good. Wow, they're actually low level. What the fuck is happening? Would you stop with the flaming bullshit? No, I don't want none of that. Give me your fucking blood, Jesus Christ. Thank God the art, the drinking the blood will actually stop the hurt. Would you aim the right person, damnass? Damnass, dumbass!
All of your blood leeches need killing. Crush the leech, boy! Die,
There we go, there we go, there we go. Come on. You're mine. You are fully mine. Fuck you. Oh, itchy. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Come on. Oh, you're mine. Come here, bitch. Two of them are dead, I think. Oh, no. Thought. Two. Yeah, mate.
I'll put it into you! All of you bloody leeches need killing! Crush the leech, boy!
Come on.
Want some of this?
Give me your blood. Oh, I got him.
Want some of this? Crush the leech, boy!
Oh my god, there we go.
I'll put it into you! Burn it, boy! Killing's all you Want some of this?
Give me your blood.
I'll tell you! Burn it, boy! Killing's all you deserve. Die, beast!
Come on, fucking die already. Oh my god. Last two, come on. Good mate. Dead. My goodness. I got a new gun out of it? So what happens? I did. Common pistol parabellum. Cool. Let's see here. Start. Ah, cool. Nice. Ooh, we got a good amount of XP out of it then, though. That's good, that's good. No.
Leech spotted! No!
Come on.
Fuck, he's fast!
Come on. And you're mine. Oh, fucker. Ah, those fuckers are right next to me.
It's on its way! Die, leech!
There we go. That is that. So many bullet rounds, Jesus Christ.
This poor man has just been slaughtered by a vampire. The body's still warm.
That's unfortunate. My god, these guards of Premium are always late as heck for that shit. Should be able to get over there.
Over there! There's one.
Never mind. You're dead. Okay, let's see if I can get to where I want to go. Oh, hi, bud.
This is no. I'll put it in!
And drink the rest of your blood. And come here. Ow.
That's all you deserve.
Bro. Let me drink your fucking blood. Fuck you. Nasty. Okay. No. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, big ol' maybe. Did I finally get to where I wanted to go? Holy moly. Hi. Yeah, I finally get to where I wanted to go.
Not a safe place, right?
Goodbye.
Have faith, brother! The beast must die! Stay back, beast! There's one of our
Yeah, you're not doing a great job with that, by the way. Yeah, you're mine, bitch. Oh, you're not fully dead, but you will be. Oh, you're mine. You're mine. You're mine. Cool. Elle était pas mal fauchée, hein. Night shelter vicinity. Jesus Christ, what the fuck happened here? Not what I'm looking for. What the fuck is happening here? There's a guy there. Should be. There she is! Jesus Christ. I just gotta get to her. My god. Let's see how... Oh.
It's been a while since you last paid.
I'm sorry to say, but you haven't yet paid me for the clock I brought you last time.
The clock? Oh, yes. I found a broken clock in the living room and I couldn't remember where it came from.
You broke it? Ah, that is unfortunate. It was such a beautiful piece of work.
Really? Oh, I'm so clumsy these days. I'm so sorry. How much was it?
This'll be enough. I can't make you pay the whole price if it's broken.
That's so kind of you. I'm going to make some tea now.
It will be enough until the next time you forget it. You old bat.
Oh, I don't like this kid. She probably has dementia. I don't like this kid. I don't like him. Like, how the hell did I get down? Jesus Christ.
I'm the one
You.
who should be grateful.
You. Le kid.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Do you need any help?
Rest assured, I will help you, sir. Martin Nightingale, at your service. Please, take a look at my wares.
Your merchandise. I don't really see anything worth having. No offense.
None taken, sir. But please, I need to eat. Perhaps if you keep looking, you'd see something that takes your fancy.
Uh-huh.
Why not try seeking help instead of peddling your wares? I'm sure there are people around here that would gladly help.
There's always the night asylum. Heard it's run by a very nice man, but I'm no beggar. Not yet, at least.
There is no shame in asking for help, my boy. Sometimes it can even be the best course of action.
I don't feel okay with that. I'm gonna make a name for myself, and I'll do it by myself.
Uh-huh.
Let me be frank. You're as much of a businessman as I am a werewolf, right?
Who the hell are you to question me? It's hard enough to stay clean when you don't have a place to sleep. I'm doing my best here.
I meant no offense, Mr. Nightingale. I was merely pointing out the fact that you're unlikely to survive long if you continue wandering this path.
And what should I do then, sir? Should I join the Wet Boot Boys like so many others? No thanks. I'd rather be a bad seller than a dead gang member.
Fair enough, I guess.
What can you tell me about the neighborhood? Have you got any friends around these parts?
Not really. Miss Gillingham smiles and says kind words, but I know she's lost her marbles, especially since her son died.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about this crazy woman. Madness is often mistaken for other conditions.
The poor woman's mad, all right. Kind and all, but she has so much trouble remembering things. She's taken me for a son more than once.
How interesting. I don't suppose you know what happened to her son.
Jack. Rumour has it he tried to tackle some gang lads. I didn't know him well, but I heard he was a nice enough chap. His old ma still thinks he's around.
It's time to confess, Martin. You've exploited Miss Gillingham's weakness to your own advantage, have you not?
All I've done is smile at her and be kind to her. I've done no other harm than giving her what she needed. This is no crime.
I suppose we all justify our actions to ourselves in some way. So come, tell me what your excuse is.
You can blame my folks for that. They taught me never to expect nothing from anyone except lies.
So it's bad parenting then? How convenient. Where are your parents?
6 feet under, I suppose. When the flu had weakened my father enough for him to be too weak to punch me, I figured it was time to run away.
Is that why you let them die of the flu? Because your father was beating you?
When the epidemic started, last summer, I begged them to leave town. Neighbours were dying, houses were looted, but they chose to stay.
Do you have any regrets about what happened?
I haven't got regrets, but sometimes I'd like to make sure they're gone. Dead for good. Like, it helps me sleep.
Goodbye.
And I'm gonna go to Miss.
Good evening, Miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I come in?
I already took my medication, Doctor. But thank you.
I'm sorry. Your medication? Have we met before?
Don't tease me like that, Jack. Sorry, what?
I think I should come in, miss. I'd like to check if everything is okay, what with the epidemic spreading across London.
An epidemic, you say? How terrible. I had no idea. But where are my manners? Please do come in, Doctor. You are a doctor, yes?
Exactly, ma'am. I am a doctor. Oh, boys.
So, Dr. Tippets.
Dr. Tippets?
What brings you back here? I heard whispers you had a job at that fancy hospital.
I told you my name is Jonathan Reed. Don't you remember?
Of course I do. I remember my name too. Gillingham. But you may call me Enid, Doctor. I'm very happy to see you again.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Oh no, I don't gossip. That would be most unbecoming of a lady such as myself.
Is anyone taking care of you, Miss Gillingham?
My son is always here to take care of me. He's a good boy like that, but I do worry that he needs to start living his own life. I would never say that to him, of course.
Who are the more influential figures on the docks?
Well, I heard about some terrible illness going around. I would say in that case that it's you, Dr. Tippets.
Enid, have you really no idea what happened to your son? No idea at all?
I've not seen Jack for so long. I lose track of time. Has something bad happened to him?
Jack is dead, Miss Gillingham.
Of course he's not. I've seen him. Tonight, in fact. Ever the joker, Dr. Tippets.
I found this watch. It was a gift from you to your boy, wasn't it? I think it should return to you now.
Oh, I remember. Yes, I recall the day I offered Jack this watch. Oh, it was such a beautiful day. Thank you, sir.
Trinkets and possessions help us remember our past. promise me you'll not lose it?
I would never lose anything that belonged to Jack. Why don't you take this? Dr. Tippett's? Please, for your charity.
Oh, boys.
Enid, listen to me. You must not trust Martin Nightingale. Do you understand?
Martin reminds me so much of my Jack. I've not seen him here in quite some time.
Martin is not your son, Miss Gillingham. He's taking advantage of you.
No, Martin is not my son. My son's name is Jack. He always takes such good care of me. Who is this Martin you speak of?
Please listen. Martin is a young man who extorts money from you. Because of your vulnerability, miss.
What are you attempting, Dr. Tippett's? If this is some kind of new experimental procedure, well, I do not like it one bit.
Oh, no.
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham.
Headache. Do I have headache medication? I don't think I do. Oh, maybe I do. I do.
So,
it's gonna
Dr.
be a pain
Tippett,
to get over here
what
anyway,
brings
so
you
let's
back
get to her
here?
now.
We haven't talked in quite some time.
Do you require medical attention, miss?
I'm glad you asked, Dr. Tippett. I must confess I haven't felt that well of late.
I'll try my best. Here, take this. And please, try to get some rest.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you very much.
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham. It's locked, all right.
It's fine. Okay, cool.
Please, sir, come and have a gander.
Alright, let me get to that marker. Who the fuck are you? Jesus Christ. Ichabod, what the fuck? Oh my god, buddy. What are you doing here?
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
Uh-huh.
Goodbye. And good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
Or are you just out your mind?
Oh.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan
You're
Reed.
new.
May I have your attention for a minute?
Good evening, sir.
Giselle.
My name is Giselle Paxton, but I don't have time for men like you.
Have we met before?
No, but I just need to look at your fancy clothes to know that you must be desperate to visit the docks at night.
That's quite judgmental of you.
Sir, I've led enough strikes when I had a job to identify you as an enemy of the working class.
I'm a doctor.
May I ask what you do for a living?
I'm killing myself scraping for a living. And you? Have you ever had to struggle in your entire life?
As I told you, I'm a doctor. You have to work a lot to earn that title.
Oh, a doctor. Born with money in a nice house, were we? Was Daddy a banker or a doctor himself?
You don't like me much, you.
Why such hatred? Are you judging me by my clothes and my job?
Course I am. Fuck, you're so blind. You don't even see your privilege. Lazy people like you disgust me.
What can you tell me about
Wow.
this vicinity?
Tell you what, just spend a few weeks here, and then ask me that question again. If you're still alive.
I'm already dead, ma'am.
If you have something to say, say it. I'm getting tired of all this.
Oh. You want information instead? Well, here's some for you. Giselle Paxton does not like you at all, Doctor.
You don't know me, Miss Paxton, and yet you see me as an enemy.
Your manners, your clothes, your words tell me everything about you, sir. I know your kind, and you don't belong here.
Oh no, Miss Paxton, you really don't know my kind. You have no idea who I am.
All right, okay. No need to get all worked up.
You speak of strikes and class enemy. Am I right to assume you're involved in trade union activism?
You bet I am. Well, I was. Nowadays, I'm just another worker blacklisted by the big companies.
I wonder why.
You lost your job because of your beliefs.
Those bastards really hate a worker who refuses slave wages and unsafe conditions, especially when it's a woman.
No, that's fair. Okay.
Isn't the whole point of trade unions to help workers in need? Why don't they support you?
A few nights back, I lost the money my companions had asked me to hide. With me and my sister being penniless, they thought I stole it.
What really happened?
I drank too much that night. Strange men saw me count the money in that bar. Some sort of militia in uniform. I'm sure they robbed me.
Well, I know what happened there.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton. It's locked.
Okay, I guess I'll just go in. Find Shawn in the area.
I know I promised you I'd make everything right now.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Can I help you?
A fancy doctor lurking at night by the docks? Not fishy at all.
And what about you? Working outside at night in this dangerous part of town?
You want to know my secret? I'm trying to earn money. And I'm Lottie Paxton, by the way.
Oh, you're the sister. You sound a lot nicer than your sister.
Is it not dangerous to work here at night?
As long as I have good legs, I can run away from trouble. The sad saint now provides me and my sister a bed and a roof.
Oh.
I don't want to lose that.
What can you tell me about the sad saint?
It's just the nickname of Shawn Hampton, the sad saint of the East End. He gave me shelter, and he's not always sad.
Are you homeless, Miss Paxton?
Mr. Hampton's night asylum is our new home now. It's a safe place for me and my sister.
What can you tell me about this place? How are things here?
It may be okay for a strong girl like me, but a dandy doctor from the city like yourself, you better watch your back, Mr. Reed.
You really think I should go back to a safer place, miss?
No. I think you had better stay and help as many people as you can. Just avoid the wet boot boys. Those bastards are worse than the
I like you
epidemic.
better than your sister.
Which local dangers must I avoid?
Well, the gangs, the thieves, the drunks, the jobless. A man with your fancy clothes will attract a lot of attention.
Well, I am not someone so easily intimidated.
Glad to hear that. And if you get into trouble, you can always seek help at Shawn Hampton's shelter. No one would dare to be violent there.
Okay.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
There you are.
Why the long face, Doctor?
It looks like we both have changed a lot. I must confess, it saddens me, Shawn.
Put your faith in the Lord, Doctor. He has a plan for all of us. We may not always see it, but he does.
Since you left Pembroke, the amount of blood that has been shed, it's hard to believe you, Shawn.
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd, I will not speak a lie to you.
Aren't you afraid of what you've become?
We are blessed, Doctor. Can't you see it? The Lord has made us able to walk amongst the plague and aid those that need it.
Do you think this is a blessing when God's own house and holy symbols repel you?
If that is your burden, Doctor, so be it. But I do not fear the cross, nor am I forced to take the life of another. My kind doesn't share your imperfections.
What?
But you must drink blood now to survive.
No, not your scripture. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. So saith the Lord. I only need to eat flesh, no blood.
Why return here?
This is my home. These people are my flock. You will always find me where I am needed.
Wonders never cease. Skal managing an asylum.
And what of you? A vampire doctor? Meals laid out before you. Yet you restrain.
And what about William Bishop? He tried to take care of you. But this hunger, this thirst, cannot be restrained.
Alas, poor William. He had a good soul, but was weak in spirit. He could not shake the thirst for booze, never mind blood. But have faith. My will is far stronger than his.
Why did you kill Miss Jones at the Pembroke Hospital?
Question.
Killed old Harriet? You must be mad, Doctor. Why would I do such a thing?
What?
So you claim Miss Jones' death was not by your hand, nor the other incidents at Pembroke?
Though Harriet was an angry, spiteful woman, she was one of God's creatures.
What is happening?
I have nothing but love for all he has made.
But you were close to her?
Of course. But she was lost, separated from the fold. She did not see the hand of the divine in my blessed condition.
People have been murdered. I've seen the blood. I don't believe you can be trusted.
Have a little faith, Doctor. If you will follow, I will guide you to the light.
How do you plan to do that?
Take this key of the old sewers. The entrance is by the riverbank, south from here. There you'll find all the proof you need.
Very well. You have definitely intrigued me. I hope you're right, Shawn.
I'll be here when you return. If you still think I'm a threat then, well, I'll surrender myself to your judgment.
I need to find a safe space. Because I'll do that next time. Because I'm fucking confused. Alright. Where the hell am I going now? I have no fucking clue. Jesus. Okay. I have a good amount of XP right now. Alright, can I go over there? Should be able to if I go this way. Yes. Thank God. Alrighty then. First things first. Ooh, yes. Decrease stamina. Might need to buy the parts. Alright. Okay. Stamina. Health. Level 15. That is that. Oh, that's good. Rufus Kingberry. I've met everyone except one person. I don't know where the hell he is. Alright. That'll be it for tonight. Thank you everyone who has been watching the stream. If you liked it, ooh, don't kick the water bottle, my goodness. If you liked it, you can always follow me so you know the next time I pop online. Also, if you'd like to see videos I've done in the past, you can always pop on over to the YouTube channel. Link is down below if you wish to see those older videos. For anyone on YouTube who will see this later on, if you want to see the videos live, you can always pop on over to the Twitch channel. Link is in the description of every one of my videos. And you can always subscribe to the YouTube channel so you know the next time a new video pops up. Besides that, thank you everyone who's been watching tonight, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys!